herself. That is an outdated way of thinking. That's not who women are. We don't have that relationship anymore where she is under your leadership, where she has respect for you in the community, or she speaks highly of you. Black women do not speak highly of black men like that. It is what it is. It's not really a big deal. I'm not saying it out of hate. I'm not saying that you a bad person, but that's not happening. And black men, if you want to be crashing out, because basically Glasses Malone was never popping. Malone was a failed rapper from the, I even know he's from the West Coast, but he was a failed rapper that no one ever really liked and whatnot. And he's been trying to break into podcasting, not break into it, but he has a podcast. I guess it's doing pretty good. So he's been using this feud between Doechii and Adin Ross as basically trying to turn it into a Dr. Umar moment, trying to make it a whole. Don't let that white man say that about that black woman. Who the fuck is she? You are an entertainer. You are in the public eye. All right. This the same way you can open your mouth. Matter of fact, she didn't call him a cracker. Like call him an actual slur, right? And I'm not here. Fuck, I'm not even gonna say that. You've actually called him a slur, right? So I think he called her dirty bitch. Don't get me wrong. I don't really speak that way to women and whatnot, but they're having an altercation. They're having a disagreement. You know what I'm saying? She's not trying to be his friend. She's not trying to show him respect, right? And the whole crashing out, and I brought this up yesterday. This is all. That's a part of that whole attack dog a reaction that black men have, where you whenever you it's again it's like, how can I say, it's almost like an Attack on Titan, right? Where Aaron, being so, because of the Titan he has, he can control the other Titans and actually call it the Titans. So it's like, again, it's like that dog whistle. Oh shit, you know what? I got myself into an altercation. Let me go ahead and hit my dog whistle, and someone will come to my rescue, or my dog will come to my rescue. It's so many niggas that's in the ground. It's so many niggas that done went to jail, right? It's so many. I don't see anything, but it's so many black men who done took tremendous L's trying to stand up for a black woman, trying to commit to black women. And I'm not saying that you necessarily it was always wrong, but I'm just like, yo, where now that we have more of a conversation about this stuff, we're starting to kind of ask, okay, what do black men get in return for this kind of behavior, for this kind of loyalty? And for the most part, usually at this point, if you hear men talking like that, it's a sign of two things. It's a sign of a nigga who's had to depend on and rely on women and their money their entire life, or the kind of nigga that sees his woman as his leader. Your woman is not your leader. Can't no woman be your leader. I'm not saying you can't learn from the woman. Stop being sensitive. I'm not saying you can't learn from women. I'm not saying that she can't help you, but she's not your leader. At the end of the day, it's you have to figure out who you want to be. You have to figure out what's best for you. You have to figure out what's next. That's on you, no one else. Because if shit go left, you can't say to her, well, you told me to do something, so nigga, you a man. That's how the world feel about it. You a man. So anywho, so Adin Ross is going to kind of explain his stance, and his stance is basically, yo, I'm not talking about you this way because you're black. Because the story is it's becoming, because of the optics of it, because he's a white Jewish kid, a white rich Jewish kid, and she's a dark. Not only that, she's a dark skinned black girl. And Act also made that point too, because if it was Doja Cat and he said that, people wouldn't be upset. But we do this thing where I don't know if we see black women and dark skinned people in general. It's between dark skin privilege, which I feel like a part of dark skin privilege is dark skin people. We don't question the things they do, and we feel as though for dark skin women in particular, we have to kind of feed into this insecurity that they have about how they look and who they are and whether or not they're beautiful women. You know what I mean? And the reason why they have that insecurity is because most dark skinned women, they really do not want to be with a black man for most of the time. Because again, and there's not so much that they won't be with a black man, but if they had the option of taking a white guy, they would take the white guy over you. Those women in particular really want to have a white. They want to, again. Where does the concept of I want a baby with good hair, or even good hair in general? What does that mean? What is that's in reference to having biracial babies or having babies with a light skinned man to get some of those genes for yourself, because you don't want your child to have your genes and want your child to look like you, right? But bigger than that, what it is that they don't seem, some of those women, it seems as though like, yo, you don't like being black as much because it stops you from being attractive to these men. Now, that's kind of a harsh concept, but it's like, well, black men love black women. All right, and that's another thing too with the whole glasses Malone thing. Don't y'all ever fucking say that black men don't love black women. Matter of fact, this is all based upon the cultural. How can I say? Basically black culture. Because in black culture, everyone has to worship the black woman and has to, has to attack anyone who critiques black women and anyone who tries to hold the black woman accountable. Again, y'all are having a petty internet beef. Y'all are both cursing at each other. She's not, Doechii is not this innocent, nice girl somewhere. I saw that video yesterday of her, the Met Gala, cursing out these people, trying to help her with her entrance onto the red carpet. She had them put her inside of a box so no one could see her. You can hear her from the inside saying, "Don't let these people fucking see me. Don't let these people." Who says, "Don't let these people fucking see me"? I'm like, nigga, what? You just came out yesterday. We just found out about you yesterday. What is this energy? What is that white stuff in my window? Pause. Anyway, let me play this real quick.
Well, I just think they've never seen me come out like Wendy Ortiz or Pokimane or I say that. They're not going to you have I say the same words. I called the people I just named dirty bitches before. It's not just I'm only calling Doechii a dirty bitch because she's black. They don't see that clip. You're involved in the streaming world, so you see when I come at all these people. You get it.
I know.
They don't see. I know. Yeah. And I don't only call the black women dirty bitches. I call the women that are dirty bitches dirty bitches. It's not. I don't look at skin and I don't look at color. I don't look at any of that bullshit because I'm gonna give it a buck, bro. 26, and I believe that like right now we're like this is the truth, bro. Like everybody is so divided, and everybody makes everything about a background or race or religion. It's like everybody's just so separated, and I don't know, bro. It sucks, and it's funny because I can't speak on this because then the Jewish man's talking about this shit. Like, but I get it, so I completely understand where the people are now. What I think is corny, these 50-year-olds threatening to with gang members is just so corny to me. Like. It really is corny. These are grown men that are grandfathers.
I don't like that. And by the way, here's the thing. What I said to Glass, and I said it today. I said, listen, you guys missed an opportunity to bridge some. Again, I agree with Adin responding and defending himself. Because a lot of times when they get mad at me, they're like, well, why did you say this to so-and-so? When somebody goes 5%, I go 500%. They never see the 5%. They're like, well, why do you go 5%? So I agree and I defend you for defending yourself.
It's not talking to you.
I know, which is, you kind of use the same language for all races. They're not gonna use that nuance. Won't be really brought into. The only thing I would say to you is that, and this is the only part that you have to be cognizant about. They're sensitive groups that would think about, like, they're just sensitive of that. Like black people are sensitive.
Let me ask you a question: If the glasses guy and Joe Budden's, why don't they? If they really love Doechii for being a black woman, why don't they go stream her music? Why don't they go support her? Why don't they go to her shows? They don't give a fuck. They're using this as a moment to clout chase off it, to create other moments, and to create clips. It's the truth. It's the truth. If they really gave a fuck, then how come they're not consistent with what they do, what they speak about, and what they preach? Straight up.
So is it?
You know what? Just so we don't drag the show too much, right? And so he's making a really good point, and it's a few different things going on here. For one, I'm always concerned about whether or not the need for content creators to create content changes the perception of certain stories or the perception of certain people, because a content creator has, like, so for example, right, with the whole Kendrick and Drake thing, people need to make content. So if we have a common narrative, people are mostly not going to really have a nuanced narrative, a fair. If you want to get attention, you have to have an unfair narrative. You have to have a biased narrative, right? And a lot of people saw at that time it was a very popular thing to say, "Oh, Drake's career is over." People really was talking about Drake's career being over, and I always talk about these things because this is how people actually are. And you could be someone who's a winner, and because my concern is also is what we're doing to people who could become legendary, people who could change everything, people who can change the world. Because again, there's so many flames that got snuffed out, due to negativity or due to someone trying to convince you that you ain't that. So many men who could be great, but they'll never reach their full potential because I'm not gonna say they got married to the wrong girl. They got caught up with just the ain't shit bitch. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, a lot of men, especially black men. And don't get me wrong. A lot of that has to do with when you're younger, you just don't got it going on like that. You don't have options like that. And then you wind up, with this girl and you haven't even really become a person yet. You don't have your life together whatsoever. Then here she is, you guys in the same boat, and at the same time, you fuck around and have a kid. And no matter what, yo, them kids and that girl belong to you. They still your responsibility. All right. Like, maturity for me was me understanding, not that I didn't understand it, but me feeling like I have to make more money so that my son's mother has more money. You know what I'm saying? So that she has more of what she needs in order to manage her household, and she don't have to think about other stuff, and doesn't have that stress on her shoulders. Now I'm not going to call her and tell her that and whatnot, but that's an ambition because again, if things are hard for her, then it's hard for my son. I'm just saying it takes a long time to reach certain levels of maturity, and in the beginning of your life, you're just not there. So when you're not there yet, you'll also come across someone that you're just not going to be intentional about who you let into your life, into your circle, and everything. And then that person, like again, like my ex, I spent a lot of years. I don't necessarily blame her, but I realized that I couldn't focus on myself. I didn't know how to focus on myself, and I didn't have no goals. I didn't have no. It was not even a goal. I didn't have a path to the bag, the way I'm on the path right now. You understand? So anyway, I wanted to make that point also. Too, I think Adin made a good point about. If y'all really care about Doechii, why aren't y'all finding ways to support her and celebrate her and champion her? And like you're not really spotlighting her like that. You know what I mean? It's like you're kind of taking this moment and just trying to make it into something more than what it is. Because that really is what Glasses is doing. I'm like, fam, you have a podcast to promote. In your mind, you're hoping that this brings more eyes to your podcast, which it probably has, because people want to go see what that viral clip is coming from. And this is the most attention that every time he gets any kind of attention, it's from him having some really outdated take. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually based off of how broke down niggas think. All right, how losing niggas think, which is that I am a crash dummy. I am here for the benefit of the women. If I get this car, this car is for women. If I get these clothes, it's for a girl to look at me. If I get this money, it's to give to someone else. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of being able to give to my family, most definitely. You know what I mean? But I also have my own ambitions. I also have my own ideas about enjoying life. And goddamn it, I will be making up for a lot of lost time. That is the theme of 2026 is I'm about to be balling for all the times I ain't had it. Because trust me, this year, I'm going to make more. I'm going to make 2 times more than I ever made this year. And I put that on my soul. I already know. You feel me? But the bigger point I wanted to get to with the whole Doechii thing is that, it's not, to me personally, I don't take it personal, maybe because I'm in this content space too much. I think a lot of black men probably have a hard time with this concept, as far as like where we are and where we are in terms of relations between black men and black women. And for the most part, we are like a separate entity and everything, and it just is what it is. But a lot of black men, and I'm going to play a few of these clips because shout out that accountable commentary. So this is the 2025 Keisha Sindorf. So and it's just more so to kind of just enlighten black men on, yo, listen, if you happen to have positive, respectful relationships, shout out to you. But we'll never get better. One of the reasons why black men have gotten better is because black men have always been heavily criticized and always been targets, and we understand wherever we go, we're a target. Even within the community, which makes you behave differently, you talk differently, you move differently, you think differently, right? And a lot of black men with that have a hard time even thinking for themselves, So I think it's important that that we understand
guilty of theft.
what's
She has to spend
actually
90
going on.
days
So
in jail, 10 years.
let's go ahead to
Remember
so
Rhoda Osmond?
this is Rhoda
We
Osmond.
talked about her